Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide. Welcome to Not the TV Guide. And I'm here with,
Who is you?
I'm Amanda Nicholson.
I'm Andy N.
And I'm Grant Kerno.
Yeah, no, Grant, what episode are we up to now? I've actually lost count now. To be honest with you, I'm that hopeless.
I think it's
5?
episode 6 now.
Might be, yeah, because it's confusing because people backtrack. They will see there was 2 parts of episode 2 because you were out doing your album, weren't you? And then Amanda went ill, so we got with you about half a month late, and it went a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. More good. So Grant, how did your album launch go for the other month then? Last month,
yeah, it was really good. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming. And it was it was good fun at the King's Arms. Yeah, it was a really good night, and I managed to sell 7 CDs, so it's all right. Yeah, I gave you a free one. No, you did buy one. You did buy one, did you? Thank you.
Yeah. Did we buy one? Did we buy one?
Yeah, I remember now. No, we got one. Yeah.
Yeah, did we buy one? Yeah, did we buy one, Amanda? Did we steal it?
We nicked it.
Oh God, yeah. Apart from that, Amanda, what else have you been up to? Because people are wondering. Amanda's back on the novels now, aren't you? Fingers crossed at the minute.
Yeah, I'm writing a novel. I can't talk about it.
It's hopeless, isn't she? So that's why. But yeah, I've got my second book nearly done now as well. So should be out in a couple months' time. It's got the charming title of
Death. Yeah. Yes.
Such a charming person I am.
Sounds very cheerful.
So you went from birth to death. You didn't go to middle-aged adolescence, or?
Oh no! I promised not to swear tonight. Bugger that. Now I'm just gonna kill him off second book, right? So.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe. So, but anyway, of course, that isn't what we're here to talk about today. Amanda, what is Not the TV Guide?
It's the best TV guide in the world.
Is that correct, Grant?
I think it's a Buffy fan did.
Right. Yeah, so people are wondering, obviously, we're here to review, and I don't think anybody's got any films on this month anyway, so no. I know we watched The Old Oak, the last Ken Loach film the other week, Grant, we did.
Oh, yeah, was that good?
Yeah, it's good.
Set in up north.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what it was now. We're not going to review it anyway, but yeah, we did say it was based about people from Syria. It was who got moved to a very rundown northeast part of England. And Amanda, how grim was it on that out of 10? Would you give it?
Yeah, it was grim but good.
Yeah, we've not got no marks here, Grant, so I'm not going to review it. But it was.
It was a bit depressing.
It was excellent, but it nearly made Amanda cry. But I think that's all the drinks that was all the drinks she was drinking. That, and I think personally,
no, without the drink, I would have been crying.
But I know you've been watching MasterChef, Grant, haven't you? Which you're not going to review today anyway. So, how's that been going?
I could talk about it if you want. It's just the same incredible cookery, but I'm not really a cook myself. So, but I do like watching good people cook, and it's I'm a big Greg Wallace fan, so I like him. So I love your flavors. I just love. I tried to do an impression of him at one point, but I'm not shoehorning into my act yet to do that. Greg Wallace.
I've never seen that.
Garlic pudding master. I don't know. I'm trying to think actually. No, I did actually think of doing mini Dalek in a cookery show. It was going to be called like Dalek bread or something. You know, it's a bit of piss take on garlic bread. So,
brilliant.
Could have been playing a Greg Wallace character, isn't it?
Have you got our 4th member of the guest chair with you today?
He sat down actually. He's on the sofa, actually. Yeah.
He's asleep. He's asleep.
He's actually lying down. So he's just tired out for watching 2 episodes of Bon Jovi in a row. So.
I'm looking for already.
Oh, but I'm going to mute myself here. Ready to see it going today. Now, people are wondering, obviously, there is going to be one of the programs today is going to be about Bon Jovi. The Bon Jovi documentary has gone on Disney. People know I hate Bon Jovi. I might mute myself at this point and go on a cry, right?
What did Bon Jovi ever do to you?
Plenty. Plenty. Right, we'll come on to that in the part anyway. So, but we're going to start off with today with the one program all 3 of us have watched this month. Just gone, Fallout, which was on Amazon. Should I tell people what Fallout is about, guys, very briefly before we go into it?
Yeah, I've never played the video game. Did you ever play it?
Oh God, I've no idea. I've no idea about a computer game. Amanda, have you played Fallout, the computer game?
No, I'd heard of it, but never been anywhere
Yeah,
near.
Yeah,
I'm the same. Yeah,
yeah, I've vaguely heard of it. Right, I'll tell you very briefly about it. Okay, there's one thing that surprised me actually. I've got the details up on this, but I'll come on to that in a minute. Fallout, people wondering, is an American post-apocalyptic drama television series created by Graham Wagner and Genevieve Robinson Dweck for Amazon Prime Video. Amazon purchased the rights to produce a live-action project of this in 2020, would you believe? So it's been dangling around for 5 years.
yeah.
It's crazy. And it was announced that July with Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy's Kilter Films, joined by, Ben Datch Game Studios in the production. And the series depicts the aftermath of the Great War, 2077, an apocalyptic nuclear exchange in an alternative history of Earth, where advances in nuclear technology after World War II led to an emergence of a retributive society and a subsequent resource war. Right, Grant, do you want to start us off then? What did you think of this series?
Yeah. I started watching it just because of word of mouth said it was really good, and basically, yeah, because I said I've never played the game or anything, but I was a bit worried because Jonathan Nolan's involved, and I mean, I love him for like when he works with his brother, but when he did Westworld, I thought that was terrible. That program, I really hate. It got so convoluted and pretentious towards the end. Just gave up watching it after a really good first series, so I was a bit worried. But then started watching it, and then I really liked it. I love the whole vault, the whole world of the vault. I like that they're all like Ned Flanders, really, all super nice and okie dokie. All the people in there really like them. And then when he got obviously that you found out what was going on around the wasteland and society and all the characters, the other characters, I thought it was really cool. I like the kind of aesthetic of it. It's kind of like that kind of like it's kind of like the culture's kind of it's like a futuristic culture of like the 1950s, but then it never stopped because obviously they've had this war. So all like the music's from Johnny Cash soundtrack and all that and stuff like that, like and the music of like they basically the society never got to hear Taylor Swift, so that was quite sad. But music never moved on. But it's just like it was like frozen in time before the bombs arrived in the 50s. So yeah, it's just kind of like really interesting ways the futuristic society is based on that kind of period. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I love the cool character, what played by Walter Goggins. He was really awesome. Yeah, and I thought it was really a good mystery and got really involved in it. I thought it was great. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it surprised me, to be honest with you, because I'm going to come on to Amanda in a second, but I picked up on certain bits on it that there's one or two things that very like Westworld in it there were. And one of the characters really reminded me of, tell the name of the character when it was. It was
the Man in Black.
Yeah, the ghoul,
Ed
played
Harris
by Walter
character.
Goggins. Yeah, that was very like Ed Harris and the Man in Black in Westworld.
Yeah.
Complete. I'm probably not to swear too much podcast, but it was definitely an absolute git. The bastard putting it nicely, wasn't he? So
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, he was. He was really good. I think he stole the show now as well.
Amanda, yeah, every time he was on it was amazing.
Yeah. What bits did you like about this?
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that it reminded you of Westworld because it reminded me of a different TV show called Sea Nation that I used to watch.
That
was like apocalyptic, and it was like a bit serious, because the world's ending, but there was also like, a bit of silliness and fun to it. And like all the sort of different characters and the good people and the bad people and all that. It reminded me a bit of that. And I think the music added to it as well and made it a bit more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Now, and again, I've not seen Z Nation, so I can't comment on it definitely. But yeah, I think just quickly raise a few points about some of the major characters in it. I thought the main character, Lucy McLean, obviously played by Ella Purcell, she was brilliant in it. She really was held the heart of the series really well together. She did the innocent going above board and getting dragged into some pretty horrible stuff. What was your favourite scenes in it, Grant? You must have had someone that stuck in your mind on it.
I like the bit when she was being fed as like that kind of piranha, that kind of in the water, and the girl she's using her as bait and all that. That was pretty cool. And when also the bit where the robot, there's the Matt Berry plays that robot, and that bit when he was trying to cut her up and all that. That was pretty cool. I love that sequence. But yeah, I loved also a bit with Do you know when the guy gets attacked by that radioactive bear? I like that bit. It reminded me of
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear, the film Cocaine Bear.
Oh, oh no.
I was like,
Oh
I'm gonna go
no.
cocaine bears in the future. Stay away from that bear.
Oh,
But no,
if that, I don't think we reviewed Cocaine Bear in this podcast. We might have done.
no, it was last year, wasn't it?
Oh, it
Before
was last year. I know I've seen it. We've seen it, me and Amanda, and was that people are wondering, Amanda, when Amanda watches films, sometimes she likes a drink in her hand, drinking
If I
crisps,
think it's going to be bad, yeah, because that's the only way to get through it sometimes.
and that was one of those films, Cocaine Bear. But anyway, listen, story for another day. That's all. Yeah, my favourite bit was when Emerson came in. It was episode 2. And I love Michael Emerson, obviously, who played the baddie in Lost, didn't he? And then he was a mad scientist in Person of Interest, and he's currently in Evil, which is due out next month, I do know.
yeah.
But yeah, I loved the one episode he did, and I thought he was brilliant in it, actually, was his cameo of Dr. Siggy Wilzine, and then acting Wanderer.
That was really cool. Yeah, when they had his head and all that. Yeah, that was really awesome. Yeah.
I thought that was really good as well. So that was my favourite bit. Amanda,
that's cool.
What bits stuck out to your mind with this then?
I thought it was an interesting wedding night because after the usual things that you do on wedding nights, it's just like fighting and trying to kill each other. And normally couples wait, at least like a couple of months before they get to that stage.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, and I people wondering, we've been married, me and Amanda now for nearly 3. Well,
I've not tried to kill you yet.
Couple of years, yeah. No, I do irritate. Honestly, Grant, I do irritate her. I know I do. But that was interesting. It was, yeah, and I think you both agree with me that it was. I think it seemed almost it was like a soft reboot of Westworld, really. And I saw the similarities, but it was almost like they were correcting what they should have done with Westworld, really, instead of wandering off in all kinds of strange directions.
Yeah, it had quite a linear storyline, which was cool. I mean, it had a lot of flashbacks, obviously, but it wasn't like it wasn't kind of like there was 2 characters on different timelines, and this was a person that was pretending to be someone else. Like in Westworld, where it was just like this person you believed all along as a robot, but then he's a clone of a robot eventually. It's just kind of like this kind of like it just went so convoluted and pretentious. So it was like, you can't follow it. But yeah, this was just dead easy, and it was a lot. It was pretty funny in places as well, actually.
Yeah, I think they treaded the fine ground with something. It worked. There was I think there was some more complicated bits in it, but because they kept it in a linear pattern, I think it made it more accessible. And that's why I know it got renewed, didn't it, fairly quickly? So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's done really well, hasn't it? Got a lot of high ratings and stuff. But yeah, I thought it was. I liked it. Have a character I quite like was the kind of idiot cousin, the one who's in love with Lucy, and he's like, "I want to marry you." I'm like, oh, yeah. They're like, no, interbreeding, not good for the future. But yeah, he was pretty funny. But yeah, I liked all the kind of like politics in the involves, and then the contrast involved the kind of like more sci-fi stuff going above it. But yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Amanda, did you like it when Matt Berry came in for a cameo a couple of times?
Yeah, well, I recognised his voice before I saw him because he's got a very distinctive voice.
Yeah, that people wonder that easy. We all know him from what Lies in the Shadows, and that's due back fairly soon for its final series as well. So it was great to see him in it at the cameo as well. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I thought the program was well cast. I've never played a computer game, but it operated at a nice pace, and I was sorry to say it finished, challenge you, but I think they gave it a good ending. No spoilers.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, end on a good like cliffhanger, didn't it? But from what I've heard from people who've played the game of Mars, they said they've kind of combined like 3 storylines together into one. So I think the guy who plays the knight, is it Maximus?
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the first game. I think he's in a later game. So I think they've merged the kind of storylines together. But I thought it was good because it was good to have that dynamic of the 3 of them. The Gaul, the Maximus, and Lucy, and they're having their own story arcs, and then they'll come in. Obviously, they're coming together towards the end to meet up. So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking for the second series because it's got renewed. So who knows when it'll be out? Because it's obviously one of those ones where there's so much special effects got put into it. It wasn't going to be something that can rush out and like reach and up. Could reach a season 3's been shot already, and it's already in post production. Yeah,
that's great news.
Yeah, they filmed. They had most of it finished by the back end of last year. So I know that's on the way. Great. So That's why I've seen a picture of the guy that plays Reacher, and Amanda, you're like this, walking around with not many clothes on, with a sign covering his anatomy saying "Season 3's been completed."
I'll have to Google that later.
But yeah,
research purposes for the podcast.
of course, right. Amanda, is there anything else you want to add about this before we start wrapping up in a minute? Grant, I've got nothing else.
No,
got
I'm fine. I've said enough. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too as well. And I know you'd. Amanda, what are you going to give this out of 10?
8.5.
Oh.
I've got double check my notes were in this as well. 1 second. As you can see, yes, 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'll say 8.5. Thought it was really good.
Yeah, I think my side of it is, I think it's a great first series. We all do. I'll be interested to see what they do with the second and third series with it, because obviously, like Westworld went way off the rails after a couple of seasons in. I'll be interested to see if they can carry this on.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, fingers crossed of it. So, okay, right. Oh, dip, my blue ship sailing on the water. Which one shall it be? Grant, you pick the next program.
Oh, okay. I'm desperate to talk about The Long Good Night, the Bon Jovi story.
Right, before we go and I mute myself here, people should know the reason why I hate Bon Jovi was because a girl I fancied the pants off in school wouldn't date me because she was in love with Bon Jovi. So that's the reason I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized 45 years bloody later because of it.
You should have got the mullet.
Yeah.
No comment. Right. Well, it's going to hurt me to admit this. I've done no research because I refuse to watch it.
You didn't watch any of it?
Nope. Amanda, what did I do in this program?
He behaved like an 8-year-old child and ran out of the room with his fingers in his ears, shouting "la la la" at the top of his voice.
La 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 la. That was it. The Banana Splits theme tune. Right. So one of you two is going to have to state to begin with. What is this program about? And tell people what it's called first of all as well, fully, because
it's called the Long Good Night, isn't it? The John Rojo story. So it was a Disney Plus documentary in 4 parts. So so it kind of tells the story of the band. We're also talking about their kind of going on tour again post-COVID. And so John Bon Jovi's got like a bit of he's got poorly vocal cords from all those mega songs he's been singing throughout his life. And it's all those high notes and his voice is pretty knackered. So he's doing to repair it. And then just had all the backstory about the band. So but I'm a bit like you, Andy. Like at first I was like, I used to think they were the uncoolest band in the world pretty much when I was growing up. So I was all into like Britpop. I didn't really like any American bands pretty much when I was growing up. Until apart from REM, and then very much when I got older, I started listening to stuff. But it was actually during COVID lockdown I got into Bon Jovi. I mean, it was a dark time for us all, wasn't it? So I have a book about it's called 1001 Albums to Listen to Before You Die, and Slippery When Wet was in there because I just picked a random page. And then I listened to it and I went, this album is absolutely incredible. Every song's amazing. And I was like, I love this. I was wrong to doubt this band. And then, so I just started liking it from then on. So, I mean, a lot of people are surprised that I like them, but I do. I think they're really good bands. So it was good to learn more about the band. I didn't know much about their backstory. So it was a really good documentary. And it was pretty fascinating. What did you think, Amanda, of it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a bit I can't talk now. Nostalgic listening back to some of the songs. But then it was a bit sad in other places as well when you're seeing him struggling with his voice and things like that. And you could tell that he really misses performing and he really wanted to do it. And he even went and had surgery. And it's like, I don't think I would go through something like that.
I know he's mentally driven, isn't he? But it was quite funny. He still had his ego intact because he was walking around like going, "I used to be a king, the best in the world at this, and now I can't even do 80%. I'm rubbish," like that, And then, it was quite funny.
I think he said something along the lines of, "I can't do 101%, or it was more than 100%, and I'm not doing it." And it's like, well, really, that's not possible because no one can do more than 100.
And he's in his 60s, so he should be like chilling out. But it was just when he had all the lasers on his neck, and so he do a gig and he have a 2-hour massage and stuff. It was just nuts to know that level of dedication. It was pretty fascinating to watch, but I thought it was really cool. I like hearing about the New Jersey stuff when they were younger, because we was in like he used to do Bruce Springsteen covers, didn't he, in Ashbury Park,
Yeah.
and then one day Bruce just came on stage because he was in the crowd and he just sang "Dance on the Edge of Town" with them, and he was like, "Yes, I was born to be at this level." He was saying, "Yeah." So yeah, that was really cool, and yeah, so it was just quite fascinating.
There is full concerts knocking around of both. I think it's Bon Jovi and Springsteen doing full sets together. There is. I've seen them online.
Oh, are they? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to watch them, so. But yeah, Amanda, what bits did you really like about the series? This series, because they're all fairly long episodes, weren't they?
Yeah, there was a few. I think there was at least one that was about an hour and a half, and I had to do it in 2 or 3 sittings.
Yeah.
But there were lots of like different stories that John Bon Jovi and the members of his band were telling, like in between little clips of him trying to get back on his feet and start performing again.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one, I think it might have been Richie, and he said bad medicine came about when he was dating a woman, and he found out she was a prostitute.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. And I didn't know where Slippery When Wet was called. It's named after a strip club in Vancouver, isn't it? And then the original album cover was actually just meant to be loads of girls with the booby showing. But then they wouldn't release it. So all he did was he just got like a piece of plastic and then poured some water on it and then just put Slippery When Wet and that's where the cover came from. Because I always wanted to know where that came from. So that was quite cool.
Yeah, and the other story I liked as well was when Richie was having problems and he didn't turn up for the tour, and they got someone to stand in, and I could just imagine how awkward it was for the guy that stood in, because nobody mentioned it and everyone's looking at him through the whole show thinking, who's that? Where's Richie? And then it wasn't until the end when they said, "Oh, thanks, for helping us out." And all the way through the show, he could feel everybody's eyes on him, like, what have we done with Richie?
Yeah, exactly. But like, apparently John just had that second guy because he knew about Richie's drink problems. So like, he just knew one day it would happen. So it's like, yeah, it was just like he just plotted it. But yeah, it was interesting because John Bon Jovi doesn't really drink, does he? Like, he was always protective of his voice, while the others were like real big drinkers, weren't they, in the band, and all had similar issues and all that. But yeah, he was just always like fine with it. And then I quite like the story when he got married. And they were saying it's going to kill the band because none of the girls will come now to the gigs. and then he was talking about it, going, "Yeah, millions of girls broke their heart that day." It's like,
because he had the chance before, didn't they?
Yeah.
I remember falling out with my best friend at school, actually, because she liked John Bon Jovi, and she said, "Oh no, you can't have him. You can have Richie Sambora." And it's like either of us has had a chance with any of them.
Yeah. You didn't want the drummer. What's his name? Tico. What was his name? I didn't know what. I knew Richie, but I didn't know the other band members at all. So it was quite nice to hear about them. Yeah, as a documentary, I think you have to be. It's one of those ones you have to kind of like the band, I think, to stomach, because it is a bit of a deep dive into them, isn't it? It's not one of those, because sometimes you watch a documentary about a band, you don't really need to know their songs or anything like that. But yeah, I think with that one, you feel like, because I just love all the 80s footage. Just the concerts just that outrageous, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like the 12-string guitar. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and some of their early videos were awful, weren't they?
Yeah, but they're so bad, they're good.
Yeah, brilliant. But yeah, so that was good fun. Yeah, I think it was really fun. I mean, Andy missed out big time.
I know you missed Bruce Springsteen as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting through 6 hours of tripe to watch a 2-minute cameo of Bruce Springsteen. That's all I'm going to say.
It is good towards the end, actually, when they kind of whiz through their noughties career, because I mean, a lot of those albums are unlistenable, aren't they? So like, I mean, they just focus on the good period, and they were like, "Oh yeah, then Richie left," and that was quite interesting, and that's what they focused on. Because I didn't know they did a 9/11 album, so I don't think it's as good as Bruce Springsteen's The Rising. But I don't think. Yeah, I've never knew they did a depressing 9/11 album. I can't imagine listening to that, but yeah, but no. But it was a really good documentary. Well made, wasn't it, Amanda? I thought it was good.
Yeah. I'll have to go on Spotify and start playing it to Andy, get him into
it.
Yes. Oh, it's a good job this isn't a visual podcast. Yeah. Andy's sticking his fingers up at me.
Oh. Yeah, you need to go down in a blaze of glory. Get it on. Get it on.
Right. Okay. Seriously, is there anything else that either you two want to mention about this Way Market?
No, it's nothing for me.
Grant?
No, all good.
Right, okay, guys. Well, you better give it a marking then, hadn't you?
I'm going to give it 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'll give it 9 as well. Actually, it was really adept and it was really fun. Yeah,
It's good to me.
very
Okay.
watchable.
People and Bon Jovi fans enjoy. People like me,
Yeah.
I can't stand the band. It's a
Run away.
definite zero.
You
Run
think
away.
it's New Year's.
Yeah, screaming, right? So, anyway, okay. Dip my blue ship. That's going to be... This time, we're going to do Amanda. I know you've got a rewatch program, haven't you, Amanda?
I have. I am due to watch the last season of Buffy, but I've taken a break this month and I've rewatched season 1 and 2 of Angel instead.
That's a surprise. Right. Tell us, people, obviously, then, Amanda, what Angel is about. The complete novices like me.
Angel is a character in Buffy and he leaves because every time he slips with Buffy, he loses his soul, which is a bad thing because it makes him kill everybody. So he gets his spin-off series.
And
it's much darker than Buffy.
Oh, is it? Does he take his shirt off and stuff like that?
Not as often as I would like.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to know why you're watching it.
If people are wondering here, Grant is giving the impression that Amanda's got a one-track mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that true, Amanda?
I like to look at art, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
What arsehole arms? Right, what happens to season 1, Amanda? Seriously.
Okay, so a summary. I've just summarised both seasons in a couple of paragraphs. So there's a character called Doyle who teams up with Angel, and he gets visions from the powers that be to guide Angel towards the innocents that he has to help. And then they also meet up with Cordelia, who's moved over there, and she joins them as well. And then Doyle dies. Cordelia gets the visions, so she becomes Angel's links to the powers that be. And there's evil law firm called Wolfram and Hart that start to torment Angel and make it their mission just to do everything to make him miserable all the time. And there's also an episode where Angel sings Mandy.
Oh, the Barry Manilow song.
Yeah. I remember the first time I
gosh.
watched it. And obviously Mandy's short for Amanda, so I was like, oh, he's singing to me.
Oh.
Well, the question I want to know, Amanda, was it him that was really singing it, or did he lip sync it?
It was pretty bad, so I'm guessing it was him. And then there's some outtakes at the end that get worse.
Oh, he needs vocal surgery, doesn't he?
Yeah, he should speak to John Bon Jovi.
Says it all, doesn't it? Right. Okay. Is there anything else you need to mention about this series, Amanda?
I think season 2 is probably one of my favourite seasons of Angel because I do remember what happens and how Cordelia's character gets messed up in later seasons because Josh Whedon had a bit of a temper tantrum and threw all his toys out of the prom.
All right, is he involved in Angel then, Josh?
Yeah.
But
if you believe what you read, which sounds about right, she got pregnant, the actress that played her, and he told her to abort the baby and she wouldn't. And then he completely destroyed her character and wrote a really awful storyline that nobody likes.
Oh.
Shows you some people, doesn't it? They can be absolute. I'm not going to use the word horrors. Is that a good way of putting it, Amanda? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to ask Amanda about this, Grant?
I've got no interest in watching Angel. Sorry, I can't even feign interest. Sorry.
Yeah.
One day I might give Buffy
to Buffy next month.
Yeah. Sorry. So I think with Buffy, I mean, I like to watch some of it 'cause I've never seen any of it. So, and as Amanda's told me some funny stories about it, so it does sound quite promising. But yeah, but Angel, that's a step too far. Sorry.
Yeah, men do seem to like watching Buffy. I'm not sure why. Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I can understand. I've certainly no interest in watching it either. So yeah, I know exactly how you feel there, Grant, with that. So, but,
Oh,
yeah, Amanda, how many episodes were in the first 2 seasons of Angel? Was it full seasons like Buffy was, or
I
was it a
think
bit
it was
shorter?
about 20 something, yeah. It was back when they used to do the big long
oh
seasons.
right, oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's busy. Yeah, busy then, weren't they? Oof, God. Anyway, okay, Amanda, if there's nothing else to add, then what mark are you going to give this out of 10?
7.5.
Oh,
Ooh, oh, I thought that'd been higher. At. I take it. Do you think it's dated a bit, this Amanda? Then
Yeah, a little bit.
I take it. Then do you think is it dated better in Buffy or not as much? Just curious.
Some of it's more recent because it started a couple of years into Buffy. And I think Buffy finished probably, and then Angel had another one season, possibly two.
No, fair play, fair play. Okay, well, 7.5 out of 10 then. Okay, so we've got Grant's got a solo program, and I've got a solo program, haven't we? Is that right? Or we've got this? Oh, and me and
yeah.
Amanda have got a duet program. So
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
we'll do our solo programs next, and Grant, and we'll go back to the
Yeah.
duet
Finish
program.
on
Me
the
and Amanda. Yeah,
Yeah.
then we'll do
What's
it.
the best then?
I'll do mine next, and we'll do yours, and me and Amanda to wrap up. We'll do our joint
Yeah.
one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now,
Sounds good.
yeah, I better. Amanda doesn't know a lot about my program, so I'll have to go through it with you. I know you know about this one because this is with Tony Kinsella. Hi, Tony. You're responsible for this.
Oh yes, this town, isn't it?
This town, yeah, and this was definitely was his fault. This one it was because he bigged it up to me when we're at your book launch, your album launch,
Oh
and
yes.
yeah, I ended up watching it. It's curious, but yeah, I'll say what the program's about, and if you do any questions, you can ask me. Okay.
Yeah.
This town is about an extended family and 4 young people who are drawn into the music scene, which exploded from the grassroots of Coventry and Birmingham in the late 70s and early 80s, uniting black, white, and Asian youths. It tells the story of an extended family who are drawn to an explosive and iconic music scene and set across the streets of Coventry, Belfast, and Birmingham, and opens up with rioting in both places. Yeah. Is there anything you want to ask me about this, Grant, then?
Yeah, well, because it's from the right of Peaky Blinders, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
Stephen Knight.
was it similar in tone then? I guess there wasn't any gangsters or anything, but
Yeah,
was it
there
more?
was actually, yeah, but it's more the IRA side. The IRA side on this
Oh,
there
okay,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the lads, and I'm not going to name, gets dragged into the IRA. He's set up in
Okay.
touching on Belfast, but also because his brother, the main character's brother, Dante Williams, obviously played by Levy Brown, his brother in it, and was going to get played by Nicholas Pinnock, Juice Williams, was in Belfast in the army, and they sent him back to Coventry to go and get some IRA people operating undercover. Yeah, and that's that subplot. But there was quite a few subplots going on in it, really, there was. And it was, I'll be honest, I thought it was really good. It wasn't like Peaky Blinders that much at all, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was probably set about when's Peaky Blinders set? Was it the 30s?
I think so, isn't it? Like 1920s. Yeah, it's 30s, isn't it? Because it's just before the First World War, isn't it? Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen one episode of it. It's one of those ones I meant to watch more of. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I've got faults about it because it wasn't perfect.
Was it not? No.
But it's one of those ones, you know what I mean, where they'd established a couple of characters, but I was a little disappointed with some, I'm not going to name them, where we ended up in the last scene with the last song, which Tony Kinsella described as absolute crap. I know he's a mean person, and he was right. It was crap. But the mistake they made was, and this would disappointed Amanda, I think, was there was about in the band at the end of it. It was it was 3 female members of the band at the end of it, and 2 of them you barely knew anything about.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's where they're trying to establish the band. There's about an 8-piece band by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
You were at the end of it thinking, well, we know about the 2 cousins,
mm-hmm.
and then that one of the members of the band, but there was 3 or 4 in the band that you didn't know a lot about. So it was a bit, I enjoyed it. So, but it was a big budget. It was a big budget band at the band. It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did they mention any two-tone bands at all in it, like specials or?
Yeah, specials got mentioned. Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely. I think the soundtrack probably had some of the bands on for that era as well, but I'm not that too into that era then much. I was a bit before my time. I was around, but I was in about 7 at the time, so I don't think my mum and dad like me running around the house singing Ghost Town, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, it was. I said it was. I thought it was well done. It was 6 parts, and I think it had been like say 13 parts. It had been too much.
Yeah,
That's why. So yeah, Amanda, is there anything you want to ask me about it?
Was it quite a quick-paced program, or was it sort of fast? I mean, slow, sorry.
No, we operated a fairly reasonable pace, to be honest, you did. With it being on the BBC, are very good at these sort of dramas. There's only 6 episodes. Yeah. It's not like, I think sometimes you get them in American dramas and say Supernatural, for example, there's 22 episodes in the season. There is padding sometimes in some of the episodes. This was only 6. They couldn't really mess around with the pacing of it. I thought they got it spot on. I said, I just thought the music was a bit crap in it. The band did.
I know, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like, T-Tone music's really fun, isn't it? And good. So
Amanda would have cringed at Dante Williams' rhyming couplets in the first part of it. Because if I know as Amanda in a post, she hates rhyming couplets. Is that correct, Amanda?
It's not so much hate, it's just when they're done really badly and there's no thought put into it.
Yeah, there was bits of that there where I sat there and yeah. There's bits of it a bit dodgy in that place. But yeah, I said it was what it is, and it didn't like the last song very much, but I enjoyed the rest of it quite a bit, don't you? So I don't know whether they should do a second season on it. I know Stephen Knight's got plans for a second season.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones, if they carry on with the season, the lives in the band, it'll turn into the Commitments, probably, won't it, if you think about it? Because it's just like the Commitments over a TV series, done two-tone style. But yeah, I enjoyed it some.
Oh, cool.
Is there anything else? Do you want me to give you the markings on it or anything? Or
yeah, please. Have nice to hear it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give it. I've not. I marked it. I give it 8.5 out of 10. It lost a mark. It lost a mark because of the crap song that took the series out.
Fair enough, yeah.
But yeah, no complaints my side. Okay, on to the last solo program month. By the way, everyone noticed, I've done a solo program. That's unheard of, isn't it? So
yeah, no, it's good.
Okay, Grant, over to you, mate. You've been watching something, haven't you, as well yourself?
Yeah, I've been watching because it's called Inside Number 9. So I was surprised you Amanda not watched it because it's from the Legal Gentleman writers, so Reece Shearsmith, and I thought the other guy's name now. Oh, what's his name? I'll come back to me with the other one in the League of Gentlemen, who's not Mark Gatiss. So it's like an anthology series. So it's just one episode, 6 episodes per season, but one episode there's no continuing storylines. It's just different characters, different guest stars every week. So it's basically it's kind of like horror comedy, but it does all different genres. They do like sometimes overtly comedy, sometimes it'd be more overtly horror or quite serious drama sometimes, or they'll do they did one episode where it was all in iambic pentameter, so it was kind of like it was really good actually.
That's clever,
so they kind of, when they did a really good one about like on cryptic crosswords, it was all done just in that kind of style. The kind of like the plot was driven by cryptic crosswords. That was a really cool one as well. Yeah, so they kind of invent different genres every week. So it's a really, but as in all anthology shows, it can be a bit hit and miss. So I've not really been loving it the last 2 series. Or when it first was on TV, I thought it was amazing, great TV and stuff. But it's on its 9th series now. It's the final series. So I thought I'd give it another chance, and then because I hadn't really watched the last series before, so I'm going to catch up with that. But no, the first episode was really, really strong. It was really good, really back return to form. It was really a good episode. It was all set on a tube.
Looks as well. I'm just reading about this now, and I'll read this out to Amanda. We might watch this ourselves. Late night passengers get stuck in a tunnel when the train breaks down.
Yeah.
Patient. I'm going to do a spooky voice here. Anyway, it may not be. Patiently, they wait for the replacement service, and the nurse gets a purse stolen, and tempers start to fray.
Yeah. So it's all just set on like a tube carriage, and it's just there's loads of people. Like Matthew Kelly from Stars in Your Eyes is in it.
Oh yeah! Oh wow!
He plays quite a funny character. He's got his headphones on, but they're not plugged into his Walkman, and he's just like singing to himself. It's quite funny. But I haven't seen him on TV for years. It was quite nice to see him on the tube. But yeah, so that's it. It's Steve Pemberton. That's it. Reece Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton. That's the other actor. They're always in an episode. So and Steve Pemberton was in drag. I won't say his name on his drag name on here because it's a bit naughty, but I think you'll like it when you watch it. And it was a good fun. He did a funny line. He did a Taylor Swift reference, which was quite funny as well. Actually, I enjoyed. But yeah, he was really camp and silly in it. And then Reece Shearsmith played quite an uptight, kind of like guy who used to be a bit of a firebrand back in the day, but now he's a bit square. So he played different characters, and yeah, it was a really fun. The twist you didn't see coming. I like to know what you think of it when you watch it because I kind of came out of nowhere, but it was quite effective.
How long are the series? How long have each episode in this? Grant?
Only half an hour, so yeah, it's an easy watch. So yeah,
what Commander? Should we give it a go then?
Yeah.
Yeah, the third episode.
Start the first series or just start with straight hit. You don't have to go back to the beginning. You can just jump in now, and then if you like it, go back. Yeah.
I've just seen what the third episode, how the third episode sounds pretty weird, which out in a couple of weeks' time. I'm giving no plot spoilers away, but the third episode is filmed using a fixed doorbell camera.
Oh wow, cool! Yeah. So they do kind of like quirky stuff like that. So some of the gimmicks pay off, or some don't. So that's the thing. You get anthology series. You can get like some few stinkers and all that, but when it's good, it's very good. It's one of those things you stick with. So yeah, but they've done a lot of good. It's more good than bad, but yeah, it's always interesting.
Apart from the last couple of seasons, you've not been very keen on.
Oh yeah, I thought it should have stopped then, but yeah, no. But this was a return to form, so I'm happy so far. So yeah.
Good. Amanda, is there anything you want to ask Grant?
No. I'll wait till we've watched it.
Yeah. We'll try and
I'm
catch
surprised you never watched it. You're not League of Gentlemen fans. You never like that, or
Amanda?
I'm vaguely aware of it. Never watched that.
Bits. Gavin, my brother, watches it, and the trouble is, Gavin's put me off it. Unfortunately, he did that good a job on it. He put me off it. Sorry, Gavin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the way he is. That. But anyway, it is what it is. So, okay, Grant. We will be asking you next month what do you reckon for the other 5 episodes in the series.
Yeah,
but we will try and catch some of these ourselves. I want to see that third one about the fixed doorbell camera. That sounds absolutely insane. And I'll watch the first one as well. Okay, what are you going to give this one episode out of 10?
Okay, well, because it's called Inside Number 9, I'll give it a 9. And it's a 9 series, so can't be wrong with that.
Exactly. So, I agreed. Okay. We're on to the last programme we've watched this month. Yeah, we've been a bit quiet this month, but there's plenty coming up next month. Now, we wrapped up this month, and I've got to find my notes on this as well.
We've not even talked about Doctor Who.
I know. We will come on to that next one. We'll come on to that at the end of the episode, drop a few hints. And, right, there's my notes gone. Anyway, why I found my notes, which I can't find. The Red King, and I can't find my notes on this. It's very helpful, isn't it, Grant? That my notes have vanished.
Has Amanda got a solo one? I can't remember now.
I'll find it. Right.
I've got a little paragraph I copied and pasted about it. It's probably not as informative as what you've got.
I found it. I've got it. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'll tell you what it's about. Okay. I'm going to cheat here because I've lost my notes, so I'll read it off Wikipedia. So, The Red King is a 2024 British drama television series created by Toby Winehouse. People may know him back in this parish of Being Human, also wrote a lot of Doctor Who as well. Starring, and I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not going to try it, right? Angie, oh my God, Mondra, is it? So, and what it's about is a character-driven mystery thriller, combining a powerful story of knotty police investigation with chilling atmospheric folk horror through the island's eerie past, devoted to a pagan god. All right, I'm going to say no more. Grant, what do you want to ask us?
It sounds horrible. Pagans. Sounds spooky.
Amanda, what did you reckon?
When you told me about this, I was thinking, oh, it sounds like the Wicker Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a bit of that element of it. Yeah.
there is definitely an element of the Wicker Man in this series. There is. The bad news is there isn't anybody doing like Christopher Lee in it running around with ridiculous jumpers on. That's the plus with this series because that jumper
There's
is
no there's no
atrocious.
Nick Cage and the bees. There's no beehives anyway.
No, there wasn't. Jason Statham wasn't in this, definitely.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
No, it was. Yeah, it was. It was really atmospheric. The full series. What did you think, Amanda, with it?
Yeah, it was interesting because it's nothing against like the writers or the actress because that's just how it was written and how you were supposed to feel. But I just couldn't feel any sympathy with her because she was a police officer and she got sent to this island as sort of like punishment because two of her colleagues, one that was her boyfriend, they beat up a rapist that I had done it, but somehow managed to get off it in court. And they beat this rapist up and put him in a coma, and she reported them. So obviously there was a lot of hate against her, and then she was sent to this island. And she had like this really sort of strict view of, this is right and this is wrong, and even if it's going to help me find a killer and find this missing boy, I don't care. I'm not doing it because this is wrong. And that got a bit annoying at times, even though I think it was supposed to.
Yeah. On the plus side of it, Grant, Mark Warren was in it in quite a decent, meaty role in the support he was. I presume you know Mark Warren, don't you?
Oh, was he from Luther? I can't remember now. Was that Rob?
I know him from Hustle, to be honest with you. I know him from Hustle. He's done a lot of stuff, Mark Warren has. And people wonder about Mark Warren. I'll tell you very quickly what he's done. I've seen him some absolute cobblers as well. But yeah,
Oh,
I know him from Hustle, really. And he was in Mad
oh
Dogs as
yes, I
well.
know him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did he have blonde hair?
Yeah, blonde hair. He was in Hogfather as well. And also has
Oh
done
yeah, no, I know
he
you mean.
played
Yeah,
he
yeah.
played the baddie in the Musketeers as well. And I was in the
Oh,
Vice
okay.
and done a lot of stuff anyway. So
Yeah, he was in Doctor Who episode
yeah,
Love and
that's the one.
Monsters. You
That's
remember?
the one. Yeah, that's the one. Which we're coming to next. Yeah, but the infamous one that Peter Kay was in
Yeah,
it.
he was a Globaloff or something. I can't remember his
Yeah,
name.
that
The only
was.
reason I know this is because I have a Doctor Who trivia game and it comes up a lot, that question. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's probably one of the maddest episodes in the modern run that was, but it was
yeah.
it was good fun.
Until Space Babies.
Oh, we'll come on to that next, right? Yeah, but yeah, but certainly like it was. What did you reckon to the backing cast, Amanda, on the Red King?
Yeah, they were creepy, which is what they were meant to be. And you didn't know who to trust and who was in this true way and if it even existed.
Yeah, and that's what it was all about. Grant, it was the true way, which is like the pagan side of it. And what I really liked about it, we're not giving too much away when we say is we're not revealing who the killer is, or we'll keep off that. But the killer reveals himself in the 5th episode, and then on the 6th episode, the true way come to the front, basically, and they make him stand trial, and they ask some pretty horrible questions in that trial, and it gets really, really, really sinister.
Oh gosh.
That's why it was. Do you agree, man? It got quite disturbing that last episode, didn't it?
Yeah, there was the woman, I've forgotten what her character name was now, the one that was dying of cancer, I think she was.
Yeah, Lady
And
Heather Namcaro, that
yeah,
was her name.
and she was like presenting the case for like what would happen if they were in a courtroom, and it was very convincing.
Yeah, it really was, Grant. It's one of those ones where you could argue the first 4 episodes were pretty steadily paced, building up quite his own pace. 5, it reveals something halfway through. And 6 is just absolute. It's made me shiver. I think it's you, man, didn't it, as well?
Yeah.
It asks him quite really horrible questions about moralistic choices, basically, what you would do in a certain situation.
All right.
Yeah, and that said, it was yeah, and Baraka, she was interesting really because there was people on her side you weren't expecting by the end of it. That's the best way of putting it in it. So I won't give anything away. But no, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was an unpredictable series.
Yeah.
And there's rumours going around there's going to be a second season in it. I personally hope they don't.
Oh, okay. You think it's better just as a contained story?
Yeah, I think they can. Mandy, what do you think there with that?
I can see how they would do a second season, and I'm sure they'd come up with something that was just as good, though they wouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah, Toby Woodhouse is a good writer. So if he gets commissioned on it, I can see him doing something good with it again. But and the most damning review I read of this, and this might make a pair of you laugh. This was somebody I remember the Telegraph actually described this series as Midsummer Murders doing the Wicker Man. I don't know about that. Mandy, what do you think? Could you see that where that is like Midsummer Murders doing the Wicker Man?
Well, I've seen The Wicker Man. I've not seen one that made Summer Murders. But that would win me over.
Yeah, it wouldn't win me over. But no, that's a grand. You'd probably enjoy it, mate, actually, because good thing was with it, you can get it Now TV this you can. I think that means Sky as well. And they're only about 45
I've got Sky, so
they're only about 45-minute episodes.
Oh, cool.
Which I think sometimes when you watch the program, they're going for an hour and a half, or Stranger Things, 2.5 hours per episode. It puts you off a bit, so that's why. But yeah,
Bon Jovi was an hour and a half. That was fine.
Anyway, listen, we'll move on there. Yeah, I'm not got a lot else to say about it because I don't want to give too much away because I really like the mood in this, and I know you did, Amanda, as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So we won't give too much. It was moody.
Cool.
It was one of those things that British is very good at, with slightly lingering shots that if you don't pay attention to it, you miss things. And some of the lingering shots of the true way, when they just appear out of nowhere sometimes, were making Amanda shiver next to me where I saw what they're doing. So it was really well done. So,
cool.
Amanda, what are you going to give out of 10?
8.5.
I was going to give this 7.5, but the last episode was a belter. So you get 9 off me.
Oh, nice. That's good.
That's why last episode.
Well, I love the Wicker Man film, so yeah, I'll give it a go then.
What, the Nicolas Cage one or the original one?
Do you know, I've only seen one scene from the Nicolas Cage film.
I've never seen that actually. Gavin's seen it, my brother, and he says it's one of the worst Nicolas Cage films he's ever seen. Right?
Yeah. He's not seen Drive Angry then, has he?
I think he has actually. I think he liked that one. Anyway, we'll get him on as a guest sometime. We can ask him, right? So
yeah. Do a Cage special.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, well, that's it for today for what we've watched. Now, there's a couple obviously side notes we need to make a note of. Really, we are not reviewing Doctor Who season 14 this time because we've seen. But Grant's only seen one episode of it. He's useless. But me and Amanda have seen me and Amanda have seen 2. So, Grant, very briefly, no spoilers. What do you reckon to episode 1?
Space babies.
Yeah.
Space babies. That's all I'm going to say until we talk about it later.
Yeah. Amanda, what do you reckon to episode 2? Keep off the spoilers as much as you can.
Well, I think the same, really.
Yeah, the Beakles. That's fair enough. Yeah, and said, I know the 3rd episode I've seen the trailer of is the one that Stephen Moffat wrote.
Yeah, he steps on a landmine or something, doesn't he? A space landmine.
Yeah, that's you can see that if you don't read up on it. And the Telegraph didn't like this a lot because I've seen the review what the Telegraph said this morning.
Yeah.
But what they did say was it's completely different in tone to the first 2 episodes.
All right.
So
he's not going to be saved by a nanny or something like in the first one.
I don't know. It probably, you know what I'll save him. It'd probably be an ant, that a 20-foot ant that come and drag the landmine off him.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But yeah, otherwise we're watching Trackers at the moment, Amanda, aren't we? And you want to tell people what briefly Trackers is?
It's the guy that if you watched Smallville, he actually played Green Arrow in Smallville, but more recently he played one of the main characters in This Is Us. And I'm watching it because Jensen comes into it later this season.
Jensen who?
Oh.
Jensen who?
Jensen Ackles, the only Jensen that matters.
Soldier Boy, which is, and then we'll come to that. And that'll be out next month as well. So, because that's it.
Lots of big TV next month, isn't it? We've got Boys coming back, got House of Dragon coming back, some other big show. But yeah, Doctor Who's obviously will still be on in June. So there's loads of big shows on at the minute, isn't there?
Oh, loads. We've got Evil's due out season 4 next month. I think it's next month anyway. And I've just seen a trailer which I sent on our private chat of the new Lord of the Rings TV series been announced. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
Oh, they're doing a second season.
Looks like it. Somewhat's been released. Somewhat's just been released on Amazon about an hour ago. So
right,
know
okay.
it's due to. So yeah, you think we've got Doctor Who coming up, haven't we? As well, so there's so much stuff coming up at the minute. People are wondering that next month might be a two-parter again, because I think personally next month is going to be a 2-hour episode.
And we've got a gentleman in Moscow to talk about.
Yes, we have. Yes, and we won't give a lot away about that, Amanda, because we're up to episode 7 on that, and the final episode this week. But yeah, it's brilliant. Really good series. Ewan McGregor it's a fictional story where he plays somebody that the Russian government don't like, and they lock him away in a hotel and tell him he cannot leave this hotel or he dies. And Amanda, is it fair to say the series went off in a bit of an odd direction, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an odd one, but we'll talk more about it next month. So
he'll have to use his Jedi training to get out of that one.
And what else have you got in mind to start watching, Grant, then for next month, possibly? Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Doctor Who, Gem Moscow. What else? The Boys, definitely. And House of Dragon, I think that's enough, really. Can't think of anything else. But
I think the word is sleep is optional, people. Definitely for next month there.
I don't have any time to watch it, put an Angel DVD in. That's not going to happen. Sorry.
No, I don't think that's going to happen either. I think, personally, Grant, if you did that, you'd have to do the Amanda approach. And what would the Amanda approach be, Amanda?
I don't know. What is my
drink and crisps, and lots of them, right? That's what I was going to ask you, Grant, mate, before we wrap up very quick. I know you were watching a couple of films the other Saturday, weren't you? And if people are wondering, he sent over to Facebook this big bag of crisps, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
And you what? No, was it you that? Was it you? No, I thought, did you send Grant? I know you sent me a Charlie Chaplin screenshot.
Yeah, I had a double bill. I was watching Charlie Chaplin. Basically, I went from highbrow to lowbrow comedy. So I'd always try and watch a classic film like once a month or something. So I'd never seen Modern Times, and I loved it. It was amazing. And then I followed it up with Strays, which is the Will Ferrell talking with Kevin Hart talking dog film. Jamie Foxx, sorry, Jamie Foxx in it. Yeah, the talking R-rated dog film. So I went from high art to very low art, and do you know what? I was pissing myself at the start of Strays, but yeah, it just the fair, like it was just loads of like dogs humping things for 90 minutes, but it was pretty fun. I'll never watch it again, but it weren't too bad. But I just saw every.
Oh, was this a Charlie Chaplin thing? Well, the dogs humping things, or Will Ferrell film?
No, the dogs weren't humping any tramps or anything. They were just it was mainly sofas. There were squirrels that were humping each other at one point. There was loads of stuff going. But yeah, it had a very gruesome ending. I was a bit shocked by it, but it was actually, some of it was quite funny actually. They take loads of mushrooms as well. They go on a trip at one point, an acid trip. That got a bit out of hand, but yeah, it was all right. I don't know what I'll give it out of 10, but.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you want to kill 90 minutes watching dogs do naughty things, then it's quite a fun night.
That sounds good enough to me, mate. So, right, guys and girls, well, that is it for another episode. Yeah. So, thank you, Grant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Amanda,
you take us out.
Goodbye, everybody. Don't forget to turn the TV off.
See you all next time, folks. Take care.
Don't forget to turn Angel off. Bye-bye. Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.